Hello and welcome back to Next Fest of October 2022. So the last game we looked at was the Entropy Center. There was originally supposed to be another episode of the Entropy Center. However, I sat down to record the second part and realized there was only one more puzzle, and the video was 3 minutes long. There was not a lot of point of uploading it. So the next game we are going to look at is one called Case Files: The Death of Paulette Williams. So let's take a look at the Steam page here and see what this is all about. So the description here: a real-time police interrogation and detective simulator where you control the course of the investigation, and it's going to be out on the 26th of October 2022. So down here it says Paulette Williams, age 62, has been killed. There are only two possible suspects. In this real-time police interrogation simulator, you take on the role of the lead detective in the observation room. You must guide your partner to uncover the truth through the use of real-time suspect interviews, video playback, case files, and your own wits. You must make critical decisions that will shape the course of this investigation. Put your detective skills to work as you attempt to seek justice and bring this case to a close. So let us jump into the game and see what it is like. Okay, so here we are in our office. Apologies for the fireworks outside if you can hear those. Got a little radio here. I do know this TV is going to come on in just a second. And a bunch of documents.
Alright, the video feed should be up and running, so if you can see me and hear me, then everything is working exactly as it should. Now I just want to take a quick moment just to go over the setup that you got there. I want to make sure everything's working properly, make sure you feel comfortable with everything before we get the suspects in, alright? Now, what you're looking at now, this is the real-time video feed, and you've got the controls right in front of you that you can use to toggle back and forth between the two different camera angles. Now, this whole system is all touchscreen, so all you gotta do is just, touch whichever feed you want, and that's the one that's gonna be displayed. So why don't you go ahead, take a quick sec, and just, toggle back and forth, make sure everything's working properly. All right, now, as long as this video feed is running, it's also being recorded and saved. In fact, it's actually recording right now in case you want to revisit any of this information later. Now, as soon as the recording stops, that's when it becomes available for you on the playback monitor that you also have in there. Now, this is where I'm counting on you, okay? This is where I really need you to utilize that playback monitor and carefully analyze these suspects, all right? See if there's anything, and I mean anything, that you happen to catch that I'm going to miss while I'm in here, okay? That's where I'm counting on you. All right, now the video files that are going to be on that playback monitor you have full control over, but you got to be aware that those files will not be available to you until we're done with each session and the recording stops. All right, so that covers all the tech stuff. Now, the case, all right, let's do a quick recap on the case here. So
let's take some notes.
Samantha Williams, age 31, found her mom, Paulette Williams, age 62, dead in her bed after being on in-home hospice care for about 2 months, okay? Nothing out of the ordinary there, seeing as though Paulette was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, part of the hospice care was for Paulette to receive these 30 milligram Oxycontin pills. Now, the problem is that the medical examiner noted extremely high levels of Oxycontin in Paulette's system. Okay, these levels far exceed the 30 milligrams. Now, to top it off, the hospice worker, a guy named Michael Schaefer, he noted that there were missing pills when he went to do his final count. All right, there was actually 5 missing pills of Oxycontin to be exact. Now, it's important to note that Samantha and her husband, a guy named Elliot Jordan, who's age 34, they're the sole caretakers, right? So they're the only ones that are able to administer Paulette's Oxycontin on a regular basis. Now, I did have a chance to talk with both of them about a week or so ago, and things just aren't adding up, okay? They just aren't. Now, fortunately, they are being very cooperative, okay, which is why they've agreed to come down here today and do the second interview with me. Now, since I spoke with them, I was able to subpoena some documents and some records to hopefully, shed light and just get a little insight as to what actually is going on here. And I actually did uncover a few things. So I learned that Samantha has a lot of debt. All right, a pretty significant amount. Most of it's student loans, but it's pretty significant nonetheless. I learned that her mom, Paulette, has a life insurance policy for $250,000 that is payable to her only child, Samantha. And I learned that Samantha booked a one-way ticket to Costa Rica for July of later this year. All right. Now, given all of that, I think it's safe to say that foul play is absolutely a possibility here. All right. Now, obviously, I'm going to be the physical presence in the room, but I'm going to rely on you, all right, like a lot, okay, because you're going to be my eye in the sky, all right? You have a far better vantage point than I do, okay? So I'll field all the questions in here, but I'm absolutely going to follow your lead, all right? So I need you to use everything that you got in that room to your advantage, okay? Because we have one goal. That's it, right? Solve this case. That's our goal, all right? That's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to bring Samantha in here first, and we'll get the video feed back up and running in just a sec. All right?
Okay, so we took a few notes. We've got a whiteboard behind us. It doesn't seem like we can turn the page on this because when it got to the bottom, it just wouldn't let me type. Well, we have Paulette Williams. Sam is the daughter. Paulette is the victim. We have Michael Schaefer, who works at the hospice, and then Elliot Jordan,
Samantha,
who is Sam's husband.
Are recording. Today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here is Samantha Williams. Samantha, I'm going to ask that you please spell your first and last name for me.
Samantha, Samantha, Williams, Williams.
Thank you. And now I do need you to acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you do consent to that recording. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know we had a chance to go over your rights in the waiting room, but I do want to remind you that those rights do remain at all times today, okay? And also, you are by no means obligated to make this statement, right? You understand that?
Yeah, I do understand, yeah.
Okay. The last thing is I know we spoke about a week or so ago, so I'm probably going to ask you some very similar questions. If I do, just please go ahead and answer those, but this time for the record, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Samantha, let's just start with you telling me what happened.
Okay. Where do you want me to start?
Wherever you'd like. Just tell me whatever you think I should know.
Okay. Well, there's not really that much to tell. My mom was on hospice care for quite some time, as you know.
We know that.
Stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
And I woke up one morning and found her dead. It wasn't really a shock or anything, you know, we were expecting it, but we just didn't really know when it was going to happen.
And Samantha, you're a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm working on my teaching credentials.
So I'm assuming that's the reason that you were up so early that morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually get up about 6.
About 6? Gotcha, okay. You can continue.
Well, I woke up, I was doing my morning routine, I took a shower, went to make breakfast, then I was going to go give my mom her morning pill, and...
Okay, hold. So around what time was it that you were giving her this morning pill?
6:45.
About 6:45, okay. And then, what did you do after that?
Well, I went in to wake up Elliot, and we called the hospice nurse.
So see, this is where I'm lost. I don't understand. Why did you call the hospice nurse? Why didn't you guys call 911?
Well, that was our protocol. We'd gone over it quite a few times with our care team, and that was just what we were supposed to do.
Now, the care team, that's Michael Schaefer, right? He's the hospice nurse that's with that care team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called Michael, and he was there actually within about an hour. There were all these other people that came in to clean up everything else, clean up the body. Elliot and I, we just stayed in our room, out of the way.
And just for the record, Elliot's your husband, right?
Yeah. I know it's confusing because we don't share the same last name.
It's not that confusing.
And how long have the two of you been married?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years. All right. So why don't you tell me about the days leading up to all this?
Okay. How far back?
Why don't you go back to Monday, February 7th, since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom's death.
Monday was pretty typical. I got up, I did my morning routine, I went to work, I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30. Elliot actually had already ordered Thai food, so we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest of the evening. I went to bed about 10:30, 10.
Now, did you give your mom a dose of Oxycontin that morning?
Yeah, I do the morning and Elliot does the evening.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah, about 12 hours apart, approximately, anyway. Sometimes there's a breakthrough dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Got you. Now, I did have a chance to speak to Michael, right, the hospice nurse. Are you aware that he had visited that morning?
Yeah. Michael comes every Monday. I'm normally not there. I'm usually at work, so Elliot's the one that lets him in.
So, seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
No. But I mean, I don't think that it would be anything different than a regular visit. Why? Did Michael say something happened that day?
No, not at all. No, I was just curious, that's all. So Tuesday, February 8th, how'd that day go for you?
Honestly, about
Running
the
out of
same.
space on the notepad.
Minus, I guess, the gym and the grocery store. I was pretty tired, so I went home right after work. Elliot and I just had some leftover Thai food, watched TV for the rest of the evening,
Same.
and I went
Thai
to bed
TV.
just like I always do.
And that would have been around like 10-ish, right? Like.
Yeah. I mean, give or take 30 minutes.
And I'm going to assume that Elliot also that same day gave her her evening dose of Oxycontin. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so seeing as though you didn't give your mom a pill the morning of her death, right? Then it's safe to say that Elliot, right? He would have been the last person to give your mom Oxycontin. Is that correct? Right? Like nobody else could have given her a pill, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Any breakthrough doses that day? No, not that I remember.
Okay, no breakthrough dose.
Now, Samantha, these 5 missing pills. Do you have any idea how these 5 pills could have gone missing?
No, I don't.
Well, you are at least aware, right, that these 5 pills have gone missing.
Yeah. That's what Michael said, yeah. And I'm assuming that's part of the reason why you brought us down here.
Yeah, that's a big part of the reason. Samantha, I can't seem to understand how 5 30-milligram Oxycontin pills could have gone missing.
Honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know.
Is that honestly though?
I don't know.
All right, Samantha, is there anything else that you think I should be aware of? Anything that you need to tell me?
No, not really, no. But can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Of course.
Are we being suspected of something?
Yes.
Samantha, foul play is absolutely a possibility here, yes. Right, that's why I'm here. My job is to try to figure out what happened. Okay, but as long as you're honest with me, then we're good, right? Good. So look, there's just one last thing that I want to clear up with you, okay? First, I need you to verify you still have some student loan debt. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And it's a pretty large amount that you owe, right?
250,000.
About 105,000. Yeah.
No, 250,000.
105,000. Wow. That's a pretty significant amount of money.
Let's get rid of
Now,
this.
prior to your mom's death, did you know that she had a life insurance policy for $250,000? That's payable directly to you, her
Maybe
only
that's
child.
I did. I didn't know about it until she got ill.
So prior to all this, you had no idea that she had this life insurance policy?
I'm sure she had something. I assumed she had something, but I didn't know any of the details of it, the amount, nothing.
All right. What can you tell me about Costa Rica?
Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Costa Rica.
That's this, right?
You're probably referring to the plane ticket that I bought.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, that's correct. What's that all about?
There's just been so much going on. I've been really stressed out with, and I was just planning a little vacation for a bit once school was out. That's all.
So that's why you bought the ticket for July?
July. That's a long time away. We're in February now, right?
Now, see, the problem is you bought a one-way ticket, Samantha,
Oh.
right? So, were you never planning on coming back?
No.
Maybe like an open ticket
No,
kind of thing?
it was it's just a cheap fare that I found. There's this app that tracks your purchases for you, but it only deals in one-way fare tickets. It's for plane travel. So I saw that ticket and I bought that flight, and I just was waiting for the right return flight. I just hadn't found it yet.
What about Elliot? Two of you weren't going to go together?
No.
They've been fighting?
We weren't sure if my mom would still need care at the time.
Okay.
And Samantha, you didn't think to mention this earlier? I mean, this seems like a huge oversight, don't you think?
I don't think I would mention this.
I didn't see what it had to do with anything. It's just a vacation.
I agree with her.
Samantha, are you okay?
She does look nervous, but she's suspected of murdering her mom.
You don't have to bring any of this up to Elliot.
He doesn't know.
Possibly, yeah. Samantha, are you sure there isn't something that you need to tell me?
No.
No. Okay. All right, Samantha, let's give you a break, okay? We'll get your husband in here, okay? All right.
Okay, so we got not a lot of useful information. Maybe it will be coming back to it later. I think her reasoning for not mentioning the trip is completely valid. If I'd booked a vacation, I don't think I would mention it here.
Okay, Elliot.
I wish we could stop between recordings.
I do want to remind you that the rights that we went over in the waiting room, they do apply at all times today, okay?
Can put that on now. But can't
okay,
post
so
this.
today is Saturday, February 19th of 2022. I am Detective Martin Ruiz, badge number 7621, and with me here is
Can I put
Elliot
these on the
Jordan.
whiteboard?
Elliot, can you do me a favor and please spell your first and last name?
First name E-L-L-I-O-T. Last name J-O-R-D-A-N.
Thank you. I do ask that you please acknowledge that this statement is being video and audio recorded and that you are consenting to the recording. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay. And lastly, I do
All
want
right.
you to be aware
The video
that you do
feed
not,
should be up and running.
Where you're not obligated. You understand that, right?
Understood.
Okay.
There we go.
So, Elliot, yeah, I do want to get your take on things. So why don't you just tell me what happened?
So here's where we get to contrast these
There's
two
not much to
things.
tell. Paulette was on hospice, and she was expected to pass away.
Yeah. Stage 4
And
pancreatic
that's
cancer.
I mean, there's really not much to say. It's just an unfortunate situation.
All right. Well, let's see if we can maybe explore a little more here. Why don't you tell me what happened on Monday, February 7th?
Can we not start with the day?
I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary. I woke up around 11 a.m. that morning.
Lazy.
Our hospice nurse, Michael, he gets to the house on Mondays at noon. Let him in when he got to the house, and he tended to Paulette while I took a video call from a client. He left later that afternoon, and I continued to work.
And you're a sound engineer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And you work from home.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You can continue.
So after I wrapped for the day, I ordered some Thai food.
Okay, we know that.
I hadn't eaten all day. I was starving, so I didn't wait for Sam to get home. But she got to the house pretty soon after I finished eating. And,
They ate together?
Watched some TV. She went to bed. And then after she went to sleep, I hopped on video games online and played until about 2 a.m. Something like that, and then went to sleep.
Relatable.
Do you normally go to bed that late?
Yeah, usually later, honestly. I have trouble sleeping, so I just kind of stay up until I'm drained.
So I'm going to assume, right? You gave Paulette her dose of OxyContin that evening. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I gave her a dose
What time?
around 7. That's routine for us.
So based on this routine, you obviously gave her a pill of OxyContin that night, right? February 7th. I'm going to assume that you also gave her a dose on Tuesday, February 8th that night. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what about Tuesday? Anything out of the ordinary on Tuesday?
No. I worked on the track for most of the day for a client. And Sam got home around 5. We ate leftovers from the night before and watched TV again. And then after she went to sleep, I
That
hopped
matches.
online, played video games, and did that the rest of the night.
And that's it.
That's it.
All right. So based on everything that you're saying, then you would have been the last person to give Paulette a dose of OxyContin, right, prior to her death?
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
Okay. Did either you or Samantha give her any breakthrough doses on that day?
No.
Are you sure?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, no.
Okay, so let's assume that everything that you're saying is accurate. Can you explain to me how 5 30-milligram OxyContin pills could have gone missing?
The only thing I've thought about is that maybe the pharmacy messed up. Happens from time to time, right?
Does it?
I mean, yeah, it happens. It's extremely rare, but sure. But see, even if that were the case, right, that still doesn't explain how Paulette overdosed, does it?
Does not.
I guess not.
So, Elliot, right? My job is to figure out how Paulette overdosed. Okay, that's my job. So, with that in mind, is there anything that you need to tell me? Anything that I should be aware of?
Can't think of anything else. I think we've covered everything.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
All right. We'll take a short break, okay?
Okay, so he's not mentioned the trip to Costa Rica yet. So who's going to come in next? Martin's calling us. Hello?
Well, I don't know about you, but it feels like both of them are hiding something. Samantha definitely feels off, and Elliot seems a bit too nonchalant for my taste. I'm going to bring Samantha back in here in just a sec. I want to see if I can pry some more information out of her. But look, before we do that, we really need to think about how we want to approach this. I think that if I put some pressure on her, she'll crack for sure. But honestly, I'm conflicted. Part of me also feels that I should keep playing nice. I don't know, maybe a calm approach may get her to trust me and open up more. But then again, if this is all an act, she might see right through that bullshit and use it in her favor. Honestly, I don't know. It's hard to get an exact read on her. Why don't you do some reviewing? See if anything helps guide how we should move forward. Maybe you can get a better take on things. And listen, take all the time you want, okay? I don't care if these two are here all day and night. When you're ready, you give me a call and you let me know how you want to play this. I'll trust your judgment. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, so we have two different options: be calm with Samantha or put pressure on Samantha. So the information we have for Samantha is she wakes up at 6, gives her pill at 6:45, calls the hospice nurse when she found out mum was dead, and then he came within an hour. Monday was a typical day. Work, gym, grocery, home. About 7:40, had Thai food, TV, and then went to bed at around 10:30. Sam gives the Oxycontin every morning, and Elliot gives it every evening. Michael comes every Monday. Tuesday, she said, was pretty much the same, except the gym and the grocery store weren't part of that. So she would arrive home earlier. So that matches. For Elliot, here we have Monday, woke up at 11 a.m. Michael comes at noon. Thai food, Sam arrived after eating. So I kind of want to check, does she say they order together or? So let's quickly review the interview.
Since that'll put us about 2 days prior to your mom.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a breakthrough dose if
Seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
No.
Does she mention a time, actually? Let's go back a little bit.
So it's just the 2 pills every day?
Yeah, about 12 hours apart.
About 12 hours. She gives it 6, he gives it 7.
Sometimes there's a breakthrough
6:45.
dose if she's really having like a lot of discomfort, but it's not normally part of the routine.
Got you. Now, I did have a chance to speak to Michael, right, the hospice nurse. Are you aware that he had visited that morning?
Yeah. Michael comes every Monday. I'm normally not there. I'm usually at work, so Elliot's the one that lets him in.
So, seeing as though you weren't there, then it's safe to say that you really don't have any idea like what could have happened during his visit, right?
No. But I mean, I don't think that it would be anything different than a regular visit. Why? Did Michael say something happened that day?
No, not at all. No, I was just curious, that's all. So Tuesday.
Okay, so the only possible mix-up there is he said Michael came in the morning. Michael came at noon, according to Elliot, but I mean, not a massive difference. Could just be, not a problem. Okay, so let's get to his Thai food.
Go for you?
Thai food is back.
I went to the gym and the grocery store, and then I was home about 7:30. Elliot actually had already ordered
Okay,
Thai
he'd
food,
already ordered
so,
Thai food.
we had Thai food and then sat and watched TV for the rest.
But he said he finished eating before, whereas she said they sat and ate it together and then watched TV. Okay, so those are the only discrepancies I can think of. So now we've got to decide, do we want to go hard on Samantha or soft? I think she seems like the kind of person where if you go easy on her, maybe she'll become a bit more trusting. I think if you go hard on her, then I think I can see her just kind of shutting down. So what we're going to do is we're going to be calm with Samantha. We're going to play good cop with her. But we will pause here because we're about to hit the 30-minute mark. So we will make this selection at the start of our next episode. But I will see you next time. Okay, so I was going to make another episode, but as soon as I made the choice, I got hit with the to be continued screen. I am doomed to end these demos just before they are about to end themselves. So we will be wrapping up our video on this game, Case Files, right now. So thank you for joining me. It's got an intriguing setup. Obviously, we don't learn too much. I think one of the things when this game releases I'd hope to see improved is this. Because, I mean, there's not a lot of note space, and kind of depending on how many different files we're going to have to go through and how many videos we're going to have to watch, having basically these two things to take notes on in the game is not great. And then it's kind of hard to edit them as well. There's no mouse while you're in the edit mode, so you just have to use the cursor like this. But it has got an intriguing setup. I would be interested to see how it goes, so perhaps I will check this game when it comes out. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you for the next game.